the sine of 2x is transformed into the sine of 2x plus 2. What is the phase shift of the transformation? So what we do is we have to first factor out the coefficient of the x term. So we have the sine of 2x has no phase shift. We have the sine of 2x plus 2. We have to transform this into the sine of 2 factored out. 2x divided by 2 is x, and 2 divided by 2 is 1 plus 1. And that is our phase shift, and that is a phase shift left 1. That gives us, that's option, that gives us option D in this instance. For question 15, there's constant population growth from 2100 to 2107. The population growth is a percentage increase. The 2105 population is 5,000. The 2107 population is 10,000. Was approximately population in 2100. So here we have to look at the problem like this. 2105 is a population of 5,000. 2106 is a constant population growth. So we're going to call each year the population is going to grow by an amount called R. 2106 has a population of 5,000 times R. 2107 has a population of 5,000 times R squared. The population 2107 is also 10,000, which means we can set up the equation 10,000 equals 5,000 R squared, and we can divide each side by 5,000, giving us 2 is equal to R squared, which means R is equal to the square root of 2. And follow along with me. If 5,000 is the population in 2105, and we're trying to find the population in 2100, and the population increases by multiplying by root 2, going each year into the future, we decrease by the square root of 2 going each year into the past. So dividing by the square root of 2 gives us the population in 2104, population in 2103, population in 2102, population 2101, population in 2100, which is 883, which is closest to 880. So that's how I found problem question 3. So really, the answer was, you can do 5,000 and I divided by root 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 times root 2 to the 4th power. Sorry, that's 5,000 divided by. So I'm dividing by root 2 to the 4th power. So that's what I'm doing. So 5,000 divided by root 2, divided by root 2, divided by root 2, divided by root 2. 850. Or 880. All right. Question 16. All right. The limit as x approaches 0 of x to the cube minus 2x squared plus 4x. So we can do, first, we look at the indeterminate form. You divide by 0. You can't do that. So we have to factor things out. We now have x factored out, and we have x squared minus 2x plus 4 over x. And the x's cancel out now. And so now we have what will factor into, what will this factor? This won't, I don't think this will factor. But that's okay, because we can now just use direct substitution. Now that we're not divided by 0, we can plug in as x approaches 0, we'll have 0 squared minus 2 times 0 plus 4, which is just going to be 0 plus 4, which is 4. So the answer here is 4. Question 17. Limit as x approaches 2 of x minus 2 over x squared minus 4. You factor the numerator and denominator, so you have x minus 2 over x squared minus 4 is going to factor into x minus 2, x plus 2. This cancels out, so now I just have 1 over x plus 2. And now I plug in the 2. So that's going to be 1 over 2 plus 2, which is 4, which is 1/4. Also, the Desmos technique, as usual for these types of problems, is you just plug in the function and evaluate to the left and the right. So x minus 2 over x squared minus 4. X minus 2 over x squared minus 4. If I'm looking at the limit as x approaches 2, I just do evaluate 1.9999 and 2.0001, and you can see that I'm approaching 0.25. Alright, I'm approaching 0.25, which is 1/4. Similarly, for this question 16, x cubed minus 2x squared plus 4x. X cubed minus 2x squared plus 4x all over x. As x approaches 0, that's going to be 0.0001 and negative 0.001, and we are approaching 4 from both the left and the right. So that's the Desmos analysis method. Going on to question 18. What parabola has a focus at the center of the circle x squared minus 4x plus y squared minus 6y equals 77? So let's just find the center of the circle, because it's easier to find the center of this circle if we graph it. X squared minus 4x plus y squared minus 6y equals 77. X squared minus 4x plus y squared minus 6y equals 77. This is a circle centered at, the x value seems to be 2, the y, this circle seems to be centered at 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, not quite. Let's try 1, 3. Maybe, but it's a little bit, let's try 2, 3. One way to test if the center, x equals 2, y equals 3, is that it appears to be there appears to be an approximation of the center. Now, how do we actually do this on our test? We can plug in the parabolas and see, for either evaluate their circles, evaluate the focus, or just see if the focus makes sense. Y equals 1/4 x minus 2 squared plus 2. Y equals 1/4 x minus 2 squared plus 2. This is the answer because it shows the focus, the center of the circle, being in the correct position for the focus. I'll show you why this isn't the case for other answer choices. X minus 2 squared plus 3. It has a center, a vertex at the center. The focus needs to be above the vertex. So this is not it. And that's a horizontal. And so y is equal to x squared. Won't work. Y is equal to x squared. That's clearly not aligned. And x is equal to 1/4 y minus 2 squared plus 2. That clearly does not have a focus at the center of the circle. So just by graphing, we can find the focus at the center of the circle. Also, I see the focal length C here is 1. Y equal 1/4C. 1/4, C is 1. So that means we move up 2. Vertex is at 2, 2. Move up 1, that's 2, 3. Same coordinates of the circle. So that would be the first problem answer right here. Question 19. Y is equal to x plus 4 over 3x minus 5. Find the inverse of the function. So y is equal to x plus 4 over 3x minus 5. X is equal to y plus 4 over 3y minus 5. 3xy minus 5x is equal to y plus 4. Get the y's on one side. 3xy minus y is equal to, add 5x to each side. 5x plus 4. Factor to y factored out. 3x minus 1 is equal to 5x plus 4. Divide by the 3x minus 1 and get y is equal to 5x plus 4 divided by 3x minus 1. 5x plus 4 divided by 3x minus 1 is answer choice C. Wait. Yes, 5x plus 4 over 3x minus 1. That's answer choice. Okay. The following data models a logistic growth pattern. Using logistic regression, at what value does y approach as x approaches infinity? So we need to do a logistic regression here. Let's enter in our data. Stat, edit. L1, 0, 5, 13, 24, 34, 63. Plot 2, 9.17, 15.7, 36, 100, 200, 380. Stat. Second, we already know it's logistic regression, so we can just go to stat. Stat, my bad. Calc. Logistic regression. This is a logistic function. Store regression equation, we are going to do this. Vars, yvars, function, store. Calculate. This is our logistic regression. It's already plotted in our y1 equation. If we want to find the y value as x approaches infinity, I'm going to go to table set and have x approach an incredibly large number. The table starts at a number this big. I'm going to look at my table, and I'll see the answer is 394.9, which is 395. That's the right answer. Now, this 392 isn't the best possible answer choice, and that's just because, well, it is the best possible answer choice because it's the closest to what we're approaching. So sometimes you don't have to choose the right, sometimes the best answer choice isn't the right answer. But here, 392, that's best approximates 395, so that's the answer we're going to choose. Find the maximum value of r is equal to 3 cosine of theta plus 1. Now the answer is 4 because the highest value you can have for cosine is 1, so 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. If you're confused by this, go to Desmos. R is equal to 3 times the cosine of theta plus 1. And the largest distance from the center to the radius is 4. So the answer is 4, and I just kind of see it on calculator. Find the x-intercepts of the conic section. So here, this is, if I wanted to, x-intercept is when y equals to 0, so that just means, forget x squared over 4, you have x squared over 9 equals 1. You would have x squared is equal to 9, because the y squared term is completely equal to 0. So then you just have x squared over 9 is equal to 1, x squared is equal to 9, x is equal to the square root of 3, which means x is equal, x is equal to the square root of 9, which means x is equal to 3 and negative 3, given its coordinates of 3, 0, and negative 3, 0. But if we don't want to do that math, we can also use Desmos. I can evaluate x squared over 9 minus y squared over 4 is equal to 1. And these x-intercepts are negative 3, 0, and 3, 0. So that's going to be really helpful. Those are the x-intercepts of the equation. Negative 3, 0, and 3, 0. Boom. Boom. Question 23. A wheel is modeled by the polar equation r is equal to 16 times the cosine of theta. What is the radius of the wheel? This is where Desmos really helps. R is equal to 16 times the cosine of theta. Now the diameter here is 16 because we go for the circle starts at 0, ends at 16. The diameter is 16, the radius is half of that, which is 8. Hopefully you can just kind of see half of 16 here is 8. 24. Log base 2 of x plus the log base 4 of x is equal to 3. Solve for x. This is where you definitely just want to, you can plug and chug or use your calculator. Let's use the solver function in our calculator. Or Desmos, let's do Desmos. You can do the log base 2 of x plus the the log base functions, miscellaneous log base 4 of x as one function, and then you can have y equals 3, and the x value here is 4, making our answer here 4. That's the same thing as just plugging it in your calculator as well. Question 25. How many petals does r equals 5 times the cosine of 2k theta have? Well, let's put in the function. 5 times the cosine of 2k theta. R is equal to 5 times the cosine of 2k theta. We need to add a slider k. When k is equal to 1, we have 4 petals. When k is equal to 2, we have 8 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When k is equal to 3, we have 12 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 petals. So 3 produces 12 petals. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 produces 8 petals. 2 times 4 is 8. 1 produces 4 petals. 1 times 4 is 4. So the petals are always going to be 4 times this variable k. The number of petals for integers is 4 times the variable k. Question 26. What is the approximate polar coordinates of -4 root 13? This is a quadrant 2 angle. So first of all, we just need to find the magnitude, the r value. So using the r value, it's the square root of x squared plus y squared. So it's the square root of -4 squared plus 13 squared. So that's 5.385. Let's check it out to see which answer choice is actually equivalent to 5.385. Is it root 185? No, oh, mistake here. I have to square the 13. Mistake there. Okay, so it is root 185. So I eliminated two choices, answer choice A or D. Now, x is negative, y is positive. That means I'm in quadrant 2. 73 degrees is not in quadrant 2. I eliminate this answer choice, end up with root 185, 107. Question 27. F of x is equal to x to the 4th minus 2x squared. G of x is equal to 2 times f of x minus 2. So here you just have to plug in 2 times whatever f of x is minus 2 into Desmos and match up the graph. So all of these are correct choices. You just have to plug it into Desmos. X is equal to e to the t, y is equal to e to the negative t. Find the rectangular form of the parametric equations. Now, the calculated way to do this is to go to mode, parametric, x value is e to the t, the y value is e to the negative t. Alright, and hopefully you can, oh, that's a syntax error. So let's actually just do this algebraically. Okay. So we first isolate t. X is equal to e to the t using our logarithmic conversion ratios. We can say that the log base e of t, log base e of swoosh across equal sign x is equal to t. So we've isolated t, which means we can say y is equal to e to the negative log base e of x. And a negative exponent means it's 1 over that positive exponent. That's y is equal to 1 over e to the log base e of x. And then what a logarithm is saying is e raised to the what power equals x. So whatever this value is the value that when you raise e to that power produces x, which means e and log base e cancel out, e and the ln cancel out, giving us y is equal to 1 over x. And that gives us this 1 over x as our answer choice for question 28. Question 29, which series converges? Now a series converges when it is geometric and the term you multiply each time, r, is less than 1. And here this makes this choice the correct answer choice. 2/3, 4/9, 8/27, because when I go from 2/3 to 4/9, I'm multiplying by 2/3, which is a value less than 1. So I multiply by 2/3. And go multiply by 2/3 to get 8/27. So I'm multiplying by 2/3 each time. So because this is a geometric series with r less than 1, this converges. So it has to converge when it's geometric and the r value is less than 1. Otherwise, the series will diverge. Question 30. F of x is equal to x squared minus 5. G of x is equal to 2x squared minus 1. Find g of f of negative 2. Well, f of negative 2 is equal to negative 2 squared minus 5, which is 4 minus 5, which is equal to negative 1. And g of negative 1 is equal to 2 to the negative 1 minus 1, which is equal to 1 over 2 to the positive 1 minus 1, which is equal to 1/2 minus 1, which is equal to negative 1/2. So negative 1/2, negative 0.5 is our answer for question 30. Question 31. The answer is 2 chains. Just kidding. So we have the temperature in minutes for the temperature of Turkey, but we need to put it in hours. So we need to think about it. This is the temperature in minutes, the square root of 16 plus m squared. But if we wanted minutes in hours, the number of hours would have to be multiplied by 60 in order to have this be correct. So this would have to be the square root of 16. If we want to have hours, that would be 60 times the number of hours, that whole thing squared, because that's what minutes are. So in order to have this as the input of this function, because 60h, that's g of h, and f of m is the temperature function, we have to have f of g of h. That's the value. Question 32. Which equation represents a shift 4 units right and 2 units down of a vertical parabola centered at 4, -1? This means that our parabola now must be centered at 4 units right, 8, -3. So which parabola has a vertex of 8, -3? Desmos time. Y equals x squared minus 16x plus 61. Y equals x squared minus 16x minus 61. That does not have a vertex of 8, -3. X equals 32y squared plus 6y plus 21. X equals 32y squared plus 6y plus 31. Oh, this is obviously not the answer. Or plus 21. Fine, plus 21, still not the answer. X squared minus 18x plus 15. Y is equal to x squared minus 18x plus 15. Not the right answer, leaving us 2x squared minus 20x plus 29. Let's do y is equal to 2x squared minus 20x plus 29. Center at, wait. Uh, 2x, sorry, this might be a poorly written question. X squared, 2x squared minus 20x plus 29. X squared minus 18x plus 15. X squared minus 18x plus 15. No. X squared minus 16x plus 61. Squared minus 16x plus 61. Oh, this is it. Okay. 8, -3. That's the vertex. So I don't know. Maybe I input it wrong, but this is the answer. 8, -3. Okay, 2 planes take off from the radar station. One is at a bearing of 64 degrees north of east. The second plane creates a 35 angled degree with the trajectory of the first plane and up to the west of the first plane. Both planes have a northward component of 1,000 feet from the radar station. Approximately how far apart are the 2 planes away from each other? So, last question. They gonna do this. You have your radar station. 64 degrees. So one has a direction of 64 degrees. And it's 1,000 feet from the radar station. The other has a direction of 34 degrees from the first plane. So this angle is 34. Which means the plane comes out like this and also has a value of 1,000. Now 64 plus 34 is 98, which means this reference angle is it's going 8 degrees right here. So if you are 8 degrees in quadrant 2, that's your reference angle is going to be 92 degrees, or sorry, 82 degrees. This angle right here is 82 degrees. So I have an 82 degree angle right here with 1000 and a 64 degree angle right here with 1000. The distance is going to be these horizontal distance. So the cosine of 82, sorry if you can't see, that's 82 degrees. The cosine of 82 is x over 1000. So the cosine of 82 is x over 1000. The cosine of 64 is x2 over 1000. So the cosine of 82 is x over 1000. 1000 times the cosine of 82 is x, so the answer would be 1000 times the cosine of mode degree 1000 times the cosine of 82 plus 1000 times the cosine of 64. That would give us a value of 577, which is interesting. The 2 points have the same vertical height, so you just need sorry. Here. You have a bunch of right triangles here. So you have a 64-degree angle, height of 1000. At the same time, you have a 96-degree angle with also that also has a height of 1000. So, oh, the issue is sine, right? No, it's a tangent, right? I used it wrong. 64 is 1000 over x. The tangent of 64 is 1000 over x. So the tangent, and this applies to 84 as well. The tangent of 64 is 1000 over x. So x times the tangent of 64 is 1000, which means that x is equal to 1000 over the tangent of 64. So I actually just have to do 1000 divided by the tangent of 64. It's one value. And then I also do add plus 1000 divided by that x value is the 64 plus 34 is 98, which gives me a value of 82 put time over the tangent of 82. Sorry, 1000 divided by the tangent of 82.